Hello, I am Archivist Saren, and welcome to my study. And today, we are back again to some Rimworld. Now, we had some ups and downs last time. A lot of ups and downs. First of all, Ebos freaking died. I don't know if I ever told Ebos that he died. I don't know if he knows, but yeah, he's dead. It happened last time. As you can see, we were fighting a lynx. Yeah, that's what it was. We were fighting a lynx, and then the person, I think it was Morg, with the shotgun, accidentally shot Ebos with some friendly fire, and it was just one hit. I think all three of these were done with the same hit, and it just killed him instantly. So we are now trying to rush to get Ghoul Resurrection Serum, which shouldn't be too hard, but we have a long ways to go still. But either way, we got an obelisk, which is just fantastical, and it apparently can't mutate ghouls, which is very sad. I was kind of hoping it could. And then we got a cube here, which is also great because both of these are advanced research, which we need very much so, but I'm kind of worried the cube is going to take over the entire colony and it's going to be horrible. We'll see. That remains to be seen. We got a new ghoul in the meantime, and we caught ourselves a Gore Hulk, which is great. He won't escape for a while, so that's also nice. But we'll see. So yeah, things are going pretty swimmingly, and then we don't really have any income right now because once again we don't have any crafters, which is the biggest issue our colony is facing right now. But Void here is good at art, so he's making sculptures, and that's great. And then we have horses, and we can sell horses. That's also great. So those are our main exports, which is the weirdest economy I've ever had in a Rimworld colony, but it is what it is. We work with what we got. Oh, and we had a baby, so that was great. We plan to have more of those, if at all possible. Because, as I said last time, I'm not very good at recruiting people. We got this guy, just by sheer chance, and he's still not very good at many things. So, literally all of our people are, like, super specific and not very good as general-purpose pawns. So it's not great. Oh, but we did get good weapons. We found a combat supplier that gave us an assault rifle and a charge rifle, and we couldn't afford any more. But someday we'll all have charge rifles, so I think that will be delightful. In the meantime, we're just kind of waiting. Oh, we're also sucking the bioferrite out of this guy because we can, I guess. Oh yeah, we could actually take some of this. Let's see, eject contents. That's good. And then we can make bioferrite floors. Because we want this guy to be nice and secure, right? That's expensive. Okay. That's fine. We just need a little bit. Like there and maybe there. I don't think we can afford all that. Yeah, we can. We can afford that one. But hopefully that increases the strength of the room by some significant margin. We could also get rid of these walls and replace them with bioferrite eventually. But he is a constant source of the same stuff that we are using to keep him in. Why is no one building this? Okay, it was just that nobody was available who was assigned to constructing. You could have built more than that while you were there, but okay. Yeah, he angry. He is not too happy about this situation. But the containment strength is going up. So that's fantastical. That's gonna be good. See, now it's to 1.7 years because he has some flooring. I don't know how that works exactly. Like, why is it that he just looks over and sees some random flooring and is just like, ah, yes, now I cannot escape. But I'm not gonna question it. Maybe it's something about, like, if the place is floored, then he can't dig out? I don't know. Who's to say? But we got a lot of shards. And by a lot, I mean 2. So, as long as we get more bioferrite, we could make more ghouls, which is always nice, because we do have plenty of meat. And I do like the schmeat, so we could also get meat from horses if we really needed to. But yeah, all is well so far. We just need to hope that some giant attack doesn't come in out of the blue and obliterate us. Because yeah, I think we're still a bit behind on combat potential for our wealth. I tend to go a little overboard and make a lot of rooms and a lot of different things that we don't exactly need. Like, we probably didn't need a hospital that's fully, set up just yet. But of course, then I made a hospital that had all the flooring, and that's expensive. I haven't even floored the research room with sterile tiles yet, and I already have a full hospital. So, it's a little much. But I tend to do that. It's just how I be. Let's see, bioferrite. Yeah, so bioferrite doesn't have any, like, negative look to it. I've considered making an entire base out of bioferrite, because I think, if I remember correctly, it doesn't show it here, it was on the wiki, but I think bioferrite walls have some of the lowest value for the amount of durability it gives. Because these things are more durable than limestone. More durable than wood. More durable than marble. Maybe more durable than granite? Do we have a granite wall somewhere we can compare? I don't know. Let's see, that's marble. That's steel. Yeah, it's stronger than steel. I don't know if we have any granite walls. It's stronger than sandstone, obviously. I think limestone is one of the strongest. Is that granite? No, that's steel. I don't think we have any granite walls on the map. But you know what we can do? We can, I think we... No, not build, copy. Structure, wall. Yeah, we can go here. Granite. So 510, yeah, so this bioferrite, as far as I remember, is actually cheaper than any other variant of wall, because bioferrite has very low value for some reason. And it also is stronger than granite. Is it flammable? It is flammable, so it does have that as a downside. But that's fine. I mean, it's less flammable. Is it less flammable than steel? It's more flammable than steel, significantly, but that's fine. You know? We have enough people. We can fight fires. I've never really known how people have issues with fire when they have so many individuals. You know? You can fight fires so effectively if you have like 5 people. So it's a bit mystifying. I usually have issues with fires early in the games when I only have like, or games where I'm doing like solo, which is most of my colonies. And then I just don't have enough manpower to beat out the fires. It's a bit of an issue. We also have a trap corridor we've never used yet. I kind of tend to just face enemies head on, and that's probably not good. I should make use of this, but someday I'm sure this will come in handy. Oh boy, more people like the golden cube. This is gonna be one of those situations where I need to have, like, Jade grow up and destroy it, isn't it? Because by the time we fully research this thing, everyone is gonna be sucked into its grasp. Owen and the Crows. The best skill, artistic. We already have an artist. And I really hate with these where you can't see who the heck it is. So it's like, no, I will not fight 12 crows to get some person that'll probably just be a liability. You know, this guy probably, seeing as how he's 13 and younger people in these in this game don't have many skills. Art is probably the only thing he's good at. He might be incapable of violence or incapable of firefighting. Bro might be useless. So I'm not taking that risk. I'm not fighting 12 crows just to save some dude that's probably not gonna be at all useful ever in his entire life. I mean, we already have someone making infinite sculptures for pennies at a time, you know? He'll get there, I'm sure. Man, if only we had crafting and mining. Cube obsession. Oh, you're building a cube, right? Is that based on building, like construction? It is. That's why it's taking you so long. Honestly, that's pretty good construction training, if you think about it. I mean, they make it out of no materials, and it gives them... I don't think you finished that. That was nowhere near done, but okay. Title, Cube of God. Interesting. But yeah, that's surprisingly good construction skill training, you know? Out of zero materials, to just do that whenever. And I mean, it has zero beauty, but that also means it has low wealth. So the issue with these is if you make a lot of them, they can boost your wealth super high because you can't destroy them until you've gotten rid of the main cube, and they will end up just boosting your value. But this is absolute awful quality, so nobody would pay anything for it. We should be on the 3rd speed because not much is happening right now. So why not? Oh, good. Funny enough, moods have not really been something we've been worrying about too much recently, which is pretty nice. How long until we can study the cube again? Soon. Okay. Because, yeah, we need that ghoul enhancements. That'll be nice. Hopefully it doesn't take crafting. It probably takes crafting, doesn't it? Oh gosh, that's a lot of muffalo. Okay. Firing squad. Don't be carrying a baby. Put the baby back. We could probably do without you, actually. You three go out here. You stay out here. Hopefully they get out here before the muffalo get here. So your job is face tank, while these guys fill them full of lead. That is essentially all that this is. Maybe kite them. Because you're not... Okay, you're not as good of a face tank as our previous ghoul was. But you know, you did it. Mission accomplished. That was not bad. Yeah, as I said, our new guns make us very powerful. Luckily. And you'll recover. Walk it off. You'll be fine. Walk it off at 35% movement speed. It's all good. Alright. Oh my gosh, but look at all that meat. We're gonna be having meat to put in our mouths for the next forever, essentially. That is enough for a long time of ghouling. Yeah, fill up that freezer. I might need to put some shelves in the freezer itself to actually be able to hold all this meat. Oh my gosh. But it's very good. Cube obsession, of course, of course. Oh, but you actually have decent construction. Alright. 18 value, that's fine. It's a dirt cube sculpture. How did you even do that? How do you make a sculpture out of dirt? I don't know. I mean, I guess he's making sculptures out of wood, like, all day, every day, so... I suppose sculptures are kind of his thing. Quest expires. Heat wave, no. It's already 30 degrees. I don't think we need any more. Hey, but our horses are growing up. Age 8. That's the only like adult horse we have. The rest are 1 quadrum. Most are still little small things or juveniles. But they'll get there. It said, how long? 19 days. So 1 quadrum's about 15 days, so hopefully they'll be up to the right age soon. I don't know. Oh gosh. Not a dry thunderstorm. Half my base is still flammable. You know what? Ghoul, get out there. I have a job for you, and it involves punching fire. Because we don't know when rain is coming in. But because you don't have any needs, like at all, you just need to eat every so often. You're actually perfect at beating out fires without having mental breakdowns. Man, ghouls are so useful. I don't know how I lived without ghouls prior to this. They're just the best. Because as I was just saying, you can just have them out in the rain, punching out fires for like 10 hours, and they're not going to complain. Not once. They also don't get obsessed about the cube. I don't think they can destroy the cube, because they're, you know... Oh, Muffalo self-tamed. That's pretty nice. We could switch from horses to Muffalo, but I don't know. They eat a lot, I think. Who's to say? I do like horses, though. They're fast. You can ride them in caravans. Yeah, I get that everyone's cube obsession is intensifying. It's just how the cube be. But luckily, you know, last time, I think I mentioned last stream, the last time I had a cube in the colony, and it was during a sea ice run, and it was particularly upsetting because they kept, like, running halfway across the map and then turning around before they do the thing they're supposed to do and being like, oh, I need to go touch the cube now. And even if you draft them and undraft them, even if you try to right-click on something and do prioritize, they will not do it. They will go and run for like another 3 in-game hours all the way back into the depths of your base to pick up that cube and shake it around a bit. And nothing will stop them. So at least here, you know, we're on a decently small map, you know, normal size map. And there isn't deadly temperatures all around. You know, it's a lot safer. So having somebody going like down towards the obelisk and then turning around and going back to touch the cube for a bit is a lot less detrimental than because yeah, my iceberg base was basically like you have the iceberg in the middle and the entrance was at the top, pretty close to the top of the map, because no enemies could appear there. They could only appear from like bottom half of the map down here. So anytime there'd be like a raid or something and we end up killing an enemy down here, their corpse would be way down there, and then you would have to go out the top of the iceberg base and around the side and then through a bunch of shallow water to grab the corpse and go back and butcher it. And they would get all the way down here and be like, wait a minute, it's cube o'clock, I have to go back. It's like, come on, man, please. Just be efficient. So yeah, I don't think the cube will be that big of an issue for this colony, hopefully. The main issue will just be that everyone's going to be obsessed with it by the time we can destroy it, and that'll be a problem. Viewing art. Yes, view the cubes, I guess. Oh man, you are already getting up there in the cube fascination. And yeah, everyone except this guy are all obsessed about the cube. It's only a matter of time, unless he's immune as a creep joiner. But I don't think so. That'd be kind of cool, though. How are those sculptures doing? Still pretty good, it seems. None that are, like, excellent, though. Good is the highest we see. Oh, no, there's an excellent. Still isn't that much money, but it's fine. We don't need a lot of money. We just need some. How's that Gore Hulk doing? Good? Oh, great. Okay, what do we have all our animals assigned to? Not herbal medicine. Most animals can get by from sicknesses with just regular tending. I also don't think I want to make them medical beds, because if you make them medical beds, then your pawns will go and try to feed them. And I don't think we should be using our rice for that. Ooh, combat supplier. I was going to turn off sewing so we can shrink the rice field a little bit later. But you... Oh, it's actually a caravan. For some reason I was like, oh, combat supplier, those are trade ships. But no, it's actual people. Do the thing. Don't sleep for... Why is it always double right click? I don't like that. I don't know if that's an issue with my mouse or if that's just how the game be, but it does seem to be how the game be. So we can sell them our poor knife. And that's about it. We don't have a whole lot else. We could just take all their money by selling them a bunch of these random sculptures they definitely do not need. But, you know, that's another large amount of money for later. So when somebody comes along with more charge rifles, I'll be able to buy them. Because if we can get everyone situated with a charge rifle, I think we'll be pretty well set. And then we just need armor, which I don't know how we're gonna do that. You know, also eventually we're gonna start running out of clothing, because like as you can see, this stuff is starting to get to the point that it's gonna be tattered. So our starting equipment is dying pretty quick like. That means people are gonna start to be, well, actually they won't be upset because we have no rules on clothing. So that's actually kind of nice. Okay. We're fine then. I mean, not entirely fine, because we'll lose what little armor we do have and, you know, temperature resistance. Why you bring your buffaloes indoors, my man? Come on. Keep those things on a leash. Keep them outside. Oh, we can do this. Oh, but it takes 60 bioferrite. And it's kind of weird that it's just a random hostile person from anywhere in the world. Like, I guess that would be a pretty nice way of getting a few things, actually. It depends on what they show up with. If they show up with, like, full clothing and weapons, ooh, gift. Nice. But yeah, if they have, like, full clothing and weapons, then that would be a pretty easy way to get clothing and weapons. You know, just once every 10 days or so. But you would also get a random pawn that could possibly be very useful. You know, you could get an absolute Giga Chad pawn out of it. Though I don't really suspect you would. I I honestly don't think that would be something the game would do for you. You'd probably just get every pyromaniac in the entire game. It specifically teleports pyromaniacs to you. But it could be useful. Additionally, human leather. You know, it's valuable. What else? Ghoul fodder. You know, if you get someone with tough, you could just mass produce ghouls that way. Reputation. If it brings a random hostile person to you, you could technically capture them and then send them off the map, like release them, and maybe you get reputation for that. I actually don't know. But it could be good. Wandering and thinking about the cube. Okay. Yeah, I think that's because we're out of wood. I didn't even notice. Those sculptures, they take a lot of wood. Luckily, wood is a thing that we have plenty of. And that'll train up our mediocre plant skills more, because we need it. Just look how slowly that goes up. Oh my gosh. These people, they really need some help with all their skills that they're just not interested in. What are your plant skill? About the same, but actually better than Morg. We've had Morg here since the start of the game, picking plants, and she's still just really bad at it. Okay, we probably don't need all this wood just yet. We'll still get a bit more though, because once we've cleared out all this, that should be like, what, almost 2,000 wood, maybe 1,500. Especially once we get all the stumps cleared. And then Void can just make sculptures for years on end. But yeah, cube interest is getting worse. Oh goodness. This guy still isn't interested. I kind of, it does make me wonder if he's immune, or if he's just taking his sweet time getting interested in it. But we're nowhere near the point where we're able to destroy it, because it has several like steps to the study of it, and so it will take a while. We're not even through the first segment of the study. But we can start the next celebration here pretty soon. We'll just wait for everyone to be awake. Okay, and Morg, you can put the baby down. Okay, thank you. We'll have you be the speaker again because you have the best, you know, talking skill. Still pretty low expectations for this. Not very good. I should get like pews set up or some such. I don't know. I don't want a leader because then that one specific person becomes a lot harder to keep happy. I guess we could make like Void the leader because he's married, which means that he's guaranteed to be happy for a long time. But at the same time, if he then ends up getting divorced for some reason, or Morg ends up dying, or any of their kids die, he's then going to have a big mood deficit, and that's going to be a problem. So, no leaders. Why are you standing on this side of the lectern? I'm pretty sure the lectern faces this way. So you're all supposed to be standing like over here, but you know, whatever. I'm not going to tell you how to do your job. All right. That was good. And people are getting more obsessed about cubes, and he's making another dirt cube. Great. That's excellent. Yeah, luckily none of these so far have been super high value. How you guys doing on, you know, sickness and all that? Decent. Not the best. Are you the same one? No, you're doing better. What about you? Yeah, you're all surviving so far. It's a plus. You know, I wish animal sickness was like what human... Or I wish human sickness was like what animal sickness is, where most of the time, even with minimal tending, it will still end up fine. Oh, we're starting to get pregnancies again. Good. Means we get more horses. And more horses equals more money. More money equals more charge rifles, which equals less death. Or more death, but the death is more concentrated on the side of the enemies and less on our side. That's where the death should be. Alright, how much wood is that? Well over 2,000. Okay, we may have gone a little overboard on the wood. But that's fine. Let me build some shelves in here. So we do that, and then that, and that. Okay. It's probably fine. So, I don't know, should we make it a solid state shelf system? An SSSS? Probably. Because that's how you get, it's how you get the most storage out of the smallest area. Oh. A raid, huh? Oh, jeez. Okay, that's a few of you. What kind of weapons you got? You got a knife, you got a revolver, pump shotgun, club. Alright, well, 2 melee, 2 range. That's not bad. We have a hussar here, which would make for a pretty good ghoul. Do we have the bioferrite for that? We actually almost do. So yeah, if we can take you alive, that would be great. Ooh, and you're tough with good melee. Neanderthal, you would also be a good ghoul. You would not be, and you would not be. So either one of these two surviving would actually make for good ghouls. So we'll keep that in mind. But speaking of ghouls, we need all of you guys, and probably you, to all get into combat positions. We outranged them. Also, were they attacking immediately? No, they aren't. Okay, we don't have to be in combat ready position yet. But we do outrange them, which is kind of a plus. Cube obsession. Yeah, I get it. Okay, we also need to copy the settings from there and paste them into these. Just so that we can have all of those be valid storage areas. But that'll be good. We'll have lots of food storage then. Probably a bit too much food storage, but... why are you moving that in here? Why are these set by default to hold tainted clothes? Why is that a thing? Link all the settings and that... Yeah, I think that kept the settings from the ground. So you... haul that out of here. You're the one that decided to bring that stuff in here. We don't need it. We don't want it. Where are you taking it now? No. Stop. What the heck? I hate this guy. He is just insufferable. Like, come on, man. Leave that thing alone. Bruh. Alright, but if these guys are attacking at this angle, we can use our double rock defense pretty effectively. And they should have pretty much no cover. I mean, they have trees, which give you... what is it? 25% cover effectiveness, but a double layer of chunks is way better numbers-wise. Of course, they have some dang good numbers on them. Like shooting skill, except for you. What the heck, bro? Why'd they even give you the shotgun? Look at this guy. This guy's got 6 shooting skill. That is like... actually, that is infinite times more shooting skill, because 0 times infinite wouldn't even equal 6. So, I don't know why they give you the shotgun, but, you know, and if that's how they want to do things, I guess I'm not going to complain. Okay, now we need... everybody to get into position, like here, and you get in position, like just off to the side, I guess. I don't know. We'll send you in once they're all within our range. Go get them. Where are you going? Why are you down here not helping? Man, these guys are durable. Like, I know that they're good subjects to be ghouls. Yeah, there goes another ghoul. Alright, so here's the plan. Let's see. Black was the bad one. You are the one that we wanted, Sky. But you are also one we wanted. Although the tough Neanderthal would have been hard to beat. But I don't think you can resurrect somebody as a ghoul after they're dead. But you would still be pretty good as a ghoul. I mean, unstoppable, hyper-aggressive, that actually doesn't... I don't think that actually helps in combat. But unstoppable is very good, super fast wound healing's good, great melee is good. That's about it. Reduced pain doesn't affect them. But yeah, that'll be good. And they're pretty, which will, I guess, offset the negative portion of being a ghoul. So everybody turn off fire at will. You need to go and heal up. So you go rest. You go help tend to him. We're just wanting to wait for this person to go down. Who can do that? Is the baby hungry? No. Okay, so you can head back as well. You go over here. And, oh, we need a place to capture you at. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, Void, get in bed. You tend to Void. Because we need to tend to you. And or just turn you into a ghoul, straight up. But I don't think we have the bioferrite for that yet, so we'll probably need to capture you at least temporarily. But we can't put you in here because this is just the one room. Let's put you over here. Just put you into the second cleanest room we have. Capture them. And then Paya's gonna heal him up. Okay, you can... Yeah, it is sad that you died as well. We lose more ghouls that way. But this is a ghoul that I don't think we're going to keep. Just because I only turned them into a ghoul out of necessity, and if we can turn you into a ghoul, then we don't need you. But I guess we'll... Do you have any healing experience? Nope, you cannot do that. Is anyone good at medical? Not really. I mean, I guess they don't have to be. They just need to stop the bleeding. Because we don't even care if you get like an infection or something. We just need you to survive long enough so we can ghoulify you. So you're not assigned to doctoring. We'll have you tend this person on your own. And hopefully you can do that soon enough to stop the bleeding. And that'll be great. See, you get a chair to sit in while you do that. Isn't that great? This is a great medical room. I'm a genius. I'm kind of sad we didn't get this was the one that I was most excited for. I mean, Neanderthals having innate strong melee damage plus robust by default and tough. That would have been an insane ghoul. But really, I think any Neanderthal ghoul will be pretty great. And Hussar ghouls are also probably pretty amazing. Because, I mean, look at all that melee skill. Their, melee hit chance is probably through the roof. Also, does this not... Yeah, this actually isn't high enough yet that it constitutes, that it will be unlearned. Because half of it is due to the gene. Which is actually kind of amazing. Alright, but yeah, you're at extreme blood loss, but you're not bleeding out that quick, so you're fine. The danger has passed. Until you get an infection, but I don't think an infection will kill you before we get 30 bioferrite. Just saying. We don't need any of that. I wonder why the food isn't placed on these yet. It should be. Because this has, I mean, it has all the stuff for it. Is this also important? It is. Let's just set that to preferred, so they'll put it on the shelves if possible. Okay, and here we can shrink this down, because I think I made it a little too big. We shrink it down by just one. Cube obsession. Ghoul died. Mad rats. Why? Why do we have mad rats? That is exactly a bad thing. Void. I mean, you're mostly fine. Everybody just hit the rat. Thank you. You guys have such bad aim. Oh, it's the auto pistol. Yeah, that's you. You have bad shooting skill. Alright, that's 2 of the rats. Where are the rest of the rats? There's 1 there. And 1 down here. Okay. We're going on a rat hunt. We'll patch Morg up later. Honestly, she kind of deserves it. She's done... Like, she has perpetrated the most friendly fire out of this whole game. So... It's kind of nice that she gets a taste of her own medicine. Okay. Rats are dealt with. We can allow all of them so we can butcher them later. That's good. And of course Morg was too busy making a frickin' sculpture to actually do anything. And also, are you not... Why are you not go... I thought... Yeah, patient is on top priority. Why are you not going to sit down? So you can be healed. Because I think that would be pretty high priority, right? Alright, you are fine still. It's good. And let me just see if I remember. It's... Yeah, 30 bioferrite. So that'll be in a couple days. Not bad at all. What are you doing out here? You're making another sculpture? Come on, you still haven't gotten medical attention. You're just bleeding. And of course you didn't... Oh, I guess it still got good quality. But you didn't clean the room again. You know, that's great. Also, they're just filling up our fields here with dirt cubes. It's no good. How many sculptures are there so far? 4? That's less than I thought there'd be. We have more regular sculptures than dirt sculptures of cubes. Unless that's only counting... Oh, it's only counting the dirt cubes. Wait, how many of the regular? Okay, there's 2 scrap cubes, 4 dirt cubes. Interesting. Yeah, we're still nowhere near getting this cube dealt with. Why can I not select the cube? I don't like shells. Just for that reason, like, oh, I want to click bioferrite. Nope. I want to click this plasteel. No. How about this silver? Hey, we can click that silver. We can click all the silver. Yeah, it's very inconsistent. What did you die to? The flu? How's everyone else doing with the flu? Developed immunity. Developed immunity. Yeah, you... just barely didn't make it. 99.9% immunity. I have never seen a sickness kill someone at that close of a margin. That's crazy. Oh, and we can strip this person so they don't waste all their clothes when they turn them into a ghoul. That's a good hat. See? But yeah, everything else kind of sucks. Can still sell it though. That's what's important. And I don't know. Certainly Neanderthal would be better. I aside from the Great Melee, Hussar doesn't have much, and the Unstoppable, which is pretty nice, you know, it makes it so the ghoul can get up in the enemy's face even when it's getting shot at. I don't know how good super fast wound healing will help, I mean, it'll be a slight increase to the healing that ghouls have, but most of the ghouls' healing comes from a special, you know, status on their health, not actually their natural healing. So, probably won't do a whole lot. And seeing as how this person is really not healing that fast, it doesn't seem to be that significant of a bonus. So yeah, unfortunate, but we'll get the next Neanderthal that comes in and ghoulify them. And or we will get gene harvesting. Can you harvest genes from ghouls? Probably. Because, I mean, they have genes, and they're pawns, technically. So you would think that they could be... You know, you could absorb the genes out of them. Because, yeah, if we could do that, if we could get the unstoppable gene from you, we could start piecing together the ultimate ghoul xenogene setup. It would be great. Because, yeah, unstoppable from you, great melee from you, probably awful of everything else, because that won't affect them at all as a ghoul. Oh, actually, yeah, this Hussars evidently have bonus hunger, like a less hunger rate than normal because of their genes, which is actually also good for ghouls. So that would be great. So yeah, we would just need to take, as I said, unstoppable, great melee, probably all of these awfuls, and then we didn't really need anything else from you. So yeah, that would be great, because that alone would give us really good metabolic function, and the two good things they have, and then we would just need to capture a Neanderthal and take all their good genes, like their toughness, and I don't remember what else they have. Oh, the strong melee damage. That is very important. Yeah. What kind of research do we have into gene production? We haven't started on that. So let's actually switch over to that being our main focus. Because that would be quite good. What are we doing with you as a prisoner? Not much. Let's just reduce their resistance so people can get social skill for the next, like, day until this is done. Oh, falling shuttle. This is a pretty easy quest, usually. I don't think we need hyperweave for anything. It'd be worth some money. And actually, the dependent genes would also be very good because ghouls don't get affected by dependencies. So it might still give them the metabolic efficiency without actually affecting them. Maybe. I'm not... Oh, we're getting a call on the phone. That is the first time, like, ever. And I think I actually kind of need to take it. So 1 second. Okay, I'm back. That was a little catching me off guard because, fun fact, I have had this home phone here next to my computer for a very long time. I rarely get calls on it. Very few people ever call me on there. But I had to pick that up because it was the government. So, you know, you can't just not pick up the phone when the government is calling you. So, yeah. But it was just, you know, a scheduling thing for a thingamawhatsit. So, no big deal. And now it's all scheduled, and luckily it didn't take that long to get that all figured out, so we're all good, and we're back. So, good stuff. What do we want out of these, though? Right, I was considering if we wanted the alcohol-dependent gene for possibly ghouls, if that would affect them. But that would mean that we need to finish the research and put down a gene bank quickly enough so this doesn't deteriorate, which might be difficult. And I don't know what it will do with the helmet. I don't know if you can sell vac suits. I mean, probably. Apparently it doesn't count as clothing. So that's interesting. Alright. I guess that would make sense, because, you know, it's just a helmet. It's not exactly clothing. So, we'll get that. And usually this quest is a freebie, especially because it said it was landing with 4 Janissaries. Because, yeah, they got some good weapons in that lineup there. How are their skills? Good shooting, good shooting, good shooting, and good shooting. Now, some issue I have seen happen is sometimes these guys will not attack the enemies when they show up. And, that is a bit of a problem. How are you doing? You're fine. Let's actually send you out to go and just be some help on standby for the next few hours, because the enemy attack will probably show up on one of these corners and just attack immediately, and we want some representative here to help out if possible, or if needed. You're also our second best medical person, so that would be helpful. Why'd you put your clothes back on? You're not allowed to do that. Because we're going to turn you into a ghoul, and we don't want all those clothes getting tainted. At least I would assume a ghoul would taint clothing that they're wearing. I'm not 100% sure on that. Oh, and are you not... Okay, yeah, you're not butchering this because it does count as a colonist, so we don't need your corpse to be unallowed. Although, we'll just keep unallowing it and allow colonist corpses on here because we kind of want to butcher the other one. Because we don't need it anymore. Alright, where's the enemies? Oh, this is not a good time to be coming onto the map looking for aid. 18 medicine? No. I'm sorry. I like helping out those in need, but you are not taking 18 medicine. Like, why? Why would you need that much? What horrible injuries might they have that you would need that? They're friends at a nearby settlement that was devastated by raiders. Okay, to be fair, I guess 18 medicine would be an appropriate amount for an entire settlement that got attacked by raiders, but even so, first of all, why did they send the children? why is that? Was that their only option? Alright, but good, they're all here. They have grenades, flak armor, some decent weapons. I mean, a heavy SMG is not bad, but I doubt we're gonna have much issue. Let's just put you up here. Maybe over here. Can you reach them? No. I just want you to be like barely within range so you can help out but not be in danger. Seriously, what is with these guys? They're just standing in the crossfire like, I don't see an issue here. Alright, good. They're fleeing, and none of the fancy people have been assaulted. That's perfect. And this isn't biocoded. Also perfect. Go and strip the flak man. Strip them all if possible. Because, yeah, those are going to be some good clothings. Because we can't make them ourselves, so we have to steal them from others. Are any of you, like, super tough, by any chance? Super, I mean, nimble. It's decent. Nimble, great memory. Nah. Alright, so you can eat and then haul back that SMG, and all should be well. Even these guys got out of it with minor injuries. That's good. Alright, this is almost there. Stop with that voice over there. These guys. I don't understand how Yitakin can have deep voices like that at such a young age. That seems very wrong. Alright. 30 bioferrite. Now you... First of all, we want you to not have clothing, so we don't ruin said clothing. Okay, and then you will have operation turn into ghoul. Ghoul infusion. Rescue shuttles arrived. They should all be able to get on it easily. Except for you. But you'll get there. Eventually. How bad at medicine are you? Okay. Good. Now we have that. And you're getting turned into our newest ghoul I was trying to say compatriot and companion at the same time, and it came out companion. And that's just not right. Alright. But, red-eyed ghoul is pretty cool. Is a good thing, I think. Yeah. Yeah, now these should, heal up eventually. Yeah, there it's going. Electro harvester. Good. I don't know what else we need here exactly, because I don't use a ton of these, but maybe summon flesh beasts? Is that positive? I guess it might be positive. If you have like a big raid coming in, you can summon flesh beasts and like sick them on the enemy. Alright, we got meat for days, so we should be alright, ghoul-wise. Why are you wearing a vac helmet? At what point was that necessary for anything? Like, just... I don't get it. You know, you guys should focus more on hauling, honestly. I mean, cleaning is nice, but we need this stuff hauled in from, like, over here. Because we got some good corpses to butcher. We got some good clothing to recover. Some good weapons to use. This flak vest that we should probably put on someone so our people aren't just dying all the time. You know how it is. We still have wood out here that hasn't been collected yet. Oh, social fight. Yes, slaughter the children. Oh, and you're just a temporary faction? I think. It's kind of crazy. Oh, they're actually our religion. Also interesting. Oh yeah, so somebody, probably Morg, even though, I don't know, I feel like Morg has had more incidents of friendly fire than literally anybody else in the history of mankind, but I do feel like Morg would be a good option for having a better gun, because Paya just doesn't have the shooting skill yet, and it's not that I feel like a better gun would go to waste on somebody with that low of shooting skill. It's just that the auto pistol is really good at training shooting skill because of its fast attack speed. So I just want her to have better chances of learning how to shoot. We can steal their club. Why not? Fontaine. Isn't that a name from BioShock? Or in BioShock? I think it is. It's been a while. Been a little while, but it was a good game series. Oh yeah, where'd we put the gene? There it is. So it's getting, you know, deteriorated slowly. We'll need to get xenogenetics going. So to do that, I'll actually set you to 1 on that. You can take a break from art. Actually, oh, we can actually have more people on research because we can use our archaic research bench for it. Oh yeah, we can get rid of that. So people can actually... Ooh, trade ship. Perfect. They will give me all the charge rifles. Alright, so first sell off those. If we need more money, we can go and get the shuttle engine from the shuttle and sell it immediately. But they do not have charge rifles. That is sad. They do have an assault rifle, which I will take. But still, kind of wish, you know, had that charge rifle. It also makes me wonder if I should just sell the gene pack. Because I'm not 100% sure if the dependency will affect the ghoul. Which actually, we could check that. We also can sell the helmet, because I don't need it right now. And also all of our... these things. For money. But we can check here. Asar. Yeah, I mean... Immune to go juice addiction. That's good. But this is grayed out. I don't know if that means that they're still getting metabolic efficiency from it. We'd have to count all of this up, I think. Let's see. -3 plus 2 minus 1. So from that, that's -4. So we're down to -2. Then -3. -4. -1. -2. These don't matter. -4. -7. -10. -8. And -6. Yeah, and then that would make this down to -2 and then +4. Yeah. Yeah, so if we're down to -2 given all of these, and then this gives 4, then yeah, that adds us up to the metabolic efficiency of +2. So this does count out of all of these. I just had to add them all up to be sure. So the dependencies do count for ghouls. That's kind of crazy because they're immune to them. So same with all of these. These count for ghouls, even though they're immune to them, because technically they don't have social skill or artistic skill or animal skill or plant skill. That is crazy. Okay. We are going to make genetically altered ghouls, and we are going to make them be the best super soldiers that the world has ever seen, and then we shall take over the universe with them. You know, we'd even be able to send them out to, like, attack other places, because when we get to that place, we just, you know, let them eat all the corpses. We kill our enemies and then feed our enemies to the ghouls. It's gonna be great. So yeah, we'll keep the alcohol dependency because eventually that'll be able to turn into good things for our ghouls. Can you wield a gun? No. I wish. That'd be so cool. Just an army of ghouls with guns. So I guess we'll give that to Paya. At the very least, longer range will hopefully mean less chance of friendly fire, because then we can fire at the enemies from a longer distance, and our ghoul doesn't have to be, like, up in their face in order to be efficient. Because we'll just mow the enemies down before they even get to us. Because, yeah, now we're decked out. I mean, 2 assault rifles, a charge rifle, and a heavy SMG. That is some... Travelers harmed by who? I can't jump to the location for some reason. Oh, by a warg. Oh, good. Yeah, I don't know. I think the rest of the travelers just left the kid here unconscious on the ground, and then the warg came up and was just like, tasty treat. So that's good for us, I guess. Just ate the child in one gulp. That's good. At least he won't be causing us any issues anymore. And they were for a temporary faction, so it's not like anyone's actually gonna be upset at us for that. So yeah, most of our horses are still juvenile and or male. So they're not making babies as much as they could be. But soon they will be. Oh, did we ever set medicine default? I forget how to do that. Let's see. Change defaults. There it is. So yeah, ghouls will be doctor care but no medicine. Colonists will be also herbal medicine. Entities will be that. Wildlife will be that. Tamed animals will be that. Everything else is probably fine. Okay. Because yeah, some of you were at the beginning wanting herbal medicine, and that is very selfish for horses to want herbal medicine. Like, how dare they? How dare you? These dang crows are eating all of our hard-earned meals. Alright, he's putting on the vest, which is actually kind of good. I usually don't like it when our guys just throw on any armor they find, but this guy is one of our main combat guys, so it's probably good that he has armor. Those flak pants? They are. Oh, good. Yeah, and flak armor is usually, like, you know, light enough that you can just walk around in them without too big of a detriment, I think. it's one of the only types of armor that doesn't... Yeah, it's just a pretty small move speed penalty. So it shouldn't be an issue. Especially because everything we're doing is usually pretty close by. Warg in Animal Pen. Great. I mean, it just ate a child, so it shouldn't be hungry for a little bit. But even so, maybe we should kill it. Just because those horses are worth money. Did you just one-shot that door? Bruh. Oh, you're just going automatically after our frickin' ghoul. I mean, that's good, I guess. How much health do these doors have? Do they... 13! Bro just hit it with one stray bullet, and it just... The gate was just reduced to atoms. What the heck? But we got it fixed up, so that's all that matters. Alright, and you're growing up slowly but surely. Should be able to walk around in, I don't know, maybe another 10 days or so. Which will be kind of good, but also then we'll need to make sure you aren't nature running and get eaten by a warg, because that happens. We could restrict you to Area 1 and make Area 1 just the interior of the base. You probably won't like it that much, but it's important that you don't die. So, we can't set you there yet. Alright, but everybody is rather, still obsessed with the cube. And the cube is no closer to being, you know, able to be destroyed yet. I think we got a high roll on, you know, what it'll take to destroy it. Because I know that it's like a random value of how much research you have to do before you can destroy the cube. And I'm pretty sure we got a real high roll on it. So it's taken its sweet time to progress at all. Man, but we got a lot of good clothing from that group. I guess we had like 2 groups of enemies recently, so it makes sense. Yeah, we'll wait on deconstructing the crashed shuttle for when we need like a burst of money, because I don't think it adds value as long as it's just sitting there, but the second we destroy it, that shuttle engine will give us a good, much value. And we don't want that. Oh gosh, but look at our value. It is through the roof. You're about 60k? What the heck? I mean, it's a very good thing that we have good weaponry, but I would like to have a second ghoul. How goes the research? Oh, we're almost halfway there. That's good. Yeah, if we could have a secondary ghoul, that would be much appreciated. Maybe get Ebos back, because, you know, he's kind of a better ghoul than most. Oh yeah, but before this thing fully deteriorates, we need a gene bank. That's here. And these can repair deterioration, so that's also useful. And I think we can move these, hopefully. So let's just shove it in a corner and forget about it. Yeah, it'll be nice when we can enhance the ghouls. We need more bioferrite, though. Because I think the plating... What does the plating take? Like 70? That's like the main one we want. Yeah, 70 bioferrite. So that's gonna take a lot. It's gonna be quite a bit. We might want a second one of these rooms. But we just used all our bioferrite to make another ghoul, so we can't make more rooms. There's a bit of a vicious cycle. Rare thrombos. Definitely can't fight those right now. Ooh. Alright, I don't know if we have enough money for anything of note from that, but we will... You're done with that. So go talk to the exotic trade goods, and we'll see what they have. Well, they buy horses, but we haven't really bred the horses enough to really make that good. Ooh, they sell bioferrite, and it's dirt cheap. We could get a nice infusion of bioferrite into the system to help us make some of those rooms and upgrades and such. We can sell them our sculptures. It's always good. Ooh, crafting skill trainers. I shouldn't. That we could train crafting. If we have somebody who even has a minor passion in crafting, we can train it up real easily. It's just the getting that passion that is the issue so far. And none of these would be super useful if we're mainly relying on ghouls, I don't think. So yeah, none of that's needed. We'll definitely take all the bioferrite, because it is dirt cheap. Aside from that, I don't think we need much. We can sell all the drugs for some easy money. You know, in theory, we might be able to, like, use this on a thrumbo and then recruit them. But they eat a lot of food. And they add a lot of wealth. I think it's like 4,000 wealth per thrumbo or something. Ooh, wake up dependent. Put that on a ghoul. More metabolism. That would be good. So I mean, yeah, why not? Sure. Aside from that, we're just back to the waiting game. How many male horses do we have? I mean, looks like 4? Okay, age 1 quadrum. Yeah, so you, I think, are just getting up to, yeah, you're juvenile. We don't need that many males, honestly. We could sell them. So that is the plan. We're gonna sell 2 of you. No. Yes? Yes. We'll wait for you to grow up, so we'll have 2 males. And that should be sufficient, and that gets us money. I also don't think we're going to be going for Muffalo. I kind of like having the horses. I like horses. They're nice. I know the Muffalo also give, like, cloth and stuff, but if I wanted cloth, I would just plant cloth. So, we're probably fine. Alright, but with all that bioferrite, we should be able to... You know, we could make another room. Finish, you know, furnishing this room as well. And then we could summon something using this. That'd actually be kind of nice. And honestly, I don't know when we're going to use this, unless we want to take down a thrumbo with it. That could work, actually. It would be a really dumb idea. Because, you know, if you shoot at any thrumbo, they'll basically almost always go Manhunter. I learned this, and I used it to kill a Diabolus one time. Because when I was on that iceberg map, I had some thrumbos that wandered in, and I was like, here's my chance. I was solo, and wanting to mechanator things, but I needed to kill the Diabolus to do that. So what I did is I summoned the Diabolus, waited for it to get on the map, and then I went with my longest range weapon and shot a Thrumbo, and it went Manhunter along with its buddy Thrumbo. And so then I run back into the base, and they don't chase me because I was far enough away that they didn't see me immediately. They started going after the Diabolus, and they did some serious damage to that thing. So, yeah, Thrumbos can be very useful defensive tools, so we probably want to leave them be. And at the point that we have all these weapons, we might not need the trap hallway. I'm thinking of getting rid of this so we can put another one of these here. We can expand this out like that. Honestly, we could expand it out like this. And shrink all this out of here. And then that means that we also need to set all of these to be hauled into the proper positions. But that'll give me more room here. Yeah, we'll just deconstruct all this. I don't even like usually to use trap hallways. I just wanted it there as, you know, insurance. But that was insurance for a time when we didn't have good weaponry. But now we do. Why are you standing on top of a trap to disarm it? That's like the worst idea I've ever heard. You know, you could stand next to it. Next to is an option. Not on top of or inside of said trap. Because yeah, there is a chance when stepping on a trap that it'll go off, even if it's your own trap. And apparently there's also a chance to trigger the trap if you're deconstructing it or uninstalling it. So, traps are dangerous. They're very dangerous. It's a very low chance though, luckily. But yes, now with you, we'll need 3 for the thing, 2 for the other thing, possibly. But we'll go here. And then, if that's 3 and then 2, you do that. And then build a copy of you, like, over... I don't know, here is fine. No. Maybe over here. And then we would need another platform right here. And then we'll be good. We'll have a second holding cell for another entity. And then we can use the Void Provocation, which is free for the most part, and bring in another, I don't know, scary, ghoulish thing to beat up and take captive. And that'll get us more bioferrite. And the more bioferrite means more upgrades for our ghouls, and more ghouls in general. And we like ghouls. You know, I think once we get a second ghoul up and running, we might be then ready to upgrade the monolith to the next level. Because as of right now, it's a low level monolith, and once we upgrade it, it'll make things more difficult. But that should be a good thing, kinda, in some weird ways. And because these will be in different rooms, I hope that means they don't escape together. I think it's kind of like Prison Break rules, where if you have them all in one place, then they'll escape together, but otherwise they're pretty separate. You know you can move more than one rock at a time, right? You understand that? No? Okay. Sweet, sweet advanced research coming in. we're still a long ways from ghoul enhancements being done, but it'll be fine. And then we'll want a copy of this. Has this gone up? I don't think so. I thought maybe by putting a corner thing on there, it might have increased it, but I don't think it did. More exotic goods. You know, we need a bulk goods, because I was just realizing that we're a bit low on steel. But, we don't get a bulk goods, we get an exotic goods. Which I guess we have enough silver for it. You know, we got bonus silver last time. But we can take you off research again, actually. Have you go back to the ways of the art. So we can make money. Go. Just... Does it ever do that to you? Or you right click and it double right clicks? It only ever does it in this game. And I don't know why. It's like, I kind of feel like it's my mouse's fault. But at the same time, it almost seems like it can't be because it only happens in this one game. And it's very weird. Power claws, as though those are the good ones. Wait, these are even better than... Oh, but they reduce movement. Plus, they could probably be destroyed. Because if the ghoul loses their hand, then that's just gone. And that's no good. Oh, but we got a quest. Not that we can do that quest, but, you know, it's a quest nonetheless. Oh, do we have any steel slag around? I think we do. We have these down here. So that's what we can do. We can turn this thing's power back on. And smelt down a bunch of slag from around the map. And that'll get us our steel back up a little bit. Going on an absolute cleaning binge over here, what the heck. Man, our meat supply, you know, one could say our meat is prodigious because we have just so very much of it. Yeah, more cubes. Now 6 dirt cubes, 4 scrap cubes. That's just great. How's this doing? That's fine on nutrition. It's good. Alright, so this thing's built. That's all built. Somebody turned that on, which is good. Is anyone doing that? No, because Void is the only one that would be. I guess you can do it. Go smelt. Somebody else can research. Oh, you're not even smelting. You're just doing the obelisk. Okay. Sounds good to me. You know, next time there's a... What are they? Royal Tribute Collector people? I should definitely open that Ancient Danger. Even though that does kind of boost up your wealth. But at this point, I don't know how much worse our wealth can possibly get. We're kind of already completely out of control wealth-wise. I mean, look at that. 60k. Most of it is items. We definitely have a lot of, we have a lot of plasteel. I'm saving up a lot of resources, waiting for the day that we will actually have a crafting person. Because then we just take gold, we take plasteel, we make components, we make a bunch of good stuff. We can make charge rifles, we can make bionics, we can make uber ghouls. It'll be great. Just waiting for you to grow up. which is pretty soon. That'll be good. What are you guys doing outside here? Why do we just have a army of quail just laying outside our base? It's a little odd. We have a porcupine inside of our enclosure here. It's very rude. They're eating all the nutrition that's supposed to be for our horses. Hey, construction too. See, making cubes can be somewhat useful sometimes. Yeah, but our steel's getting back up to a decent amount, which is great for us. Excusez-moi. Oh. Huh. I mean... increased pain, but that's not really a problem. You're just gonna be a little unhappy because you're gonna be a little, you know, in pain. I didn't know that could just accidentally mutate people. I thought it could only mutate people on purpose. What was that? I don't know. Is that... yeah, it was baby crying notification. That's what it was. Yeah, minor pain is -5. And this guy already was kind of upset. He's not been the happiest of campers. So... it is unfortunate that he's the one that gets that. We might need, like, pain stopper for him. Geothermal, I guess? I don't know, do we even have a geothermal vent anywhere near us? I don't think we do. Oh, we have one down here. There's apparently 2 on the screen. There's one over here. Okay. Yeah, that would... well, that's right next to the edge of the map. Kinda so is that. So we don't really have geothermal anywhere convenient right now, but maybe someday. Alright. Draw shamblers. Why not? Yeah, research all the advanced stuff. Give me the knowledge. It's a lot of cubes. 13 cube sculptures so far. And this thing is no closer to being actually figured out. I'm pretty sure our base is gonna have like 100 cube sculptures by the time we figure that out. Oh, good. I mean, that's not the worst. We have plenty of food right now, luckily. So... did you get tended to? No. Paya's too busy doing research. Let's actually take you off research because we need you to be available to tend to people. Okay, yeah, just leave the baby on the floor. Where the heck did Morg go? You're down there with the cube, of course. You just leave the baby on the floor as you go to play with cube. That makes sense. Oh, now starvation because you're playing with the cube. You'd rather play with the cube than, you know, eat. You go tend to them as well. Alright, 70% is good. That'll be like, what, 4 or 5 tens to get the stuff going if all goes well. How's Zabos doing? Still about as badly as ever. You know, it's funny because they still have the regeneration buff. They just can't regenerate. So what else does this lung do? Because yeah, it resists toxin, and it is, as it says, immune to lung rot and asthma. Which is nice. No neural structures. Does that mean that's going to turn into a flesh beast if I end up taking it out? That's great. I mean, we don't need to take it out just yet. And by the time we will be doing that, we'll probably be perfectly fine with taking out flesh beasts, because they're not that tough. So how do we make... Can we already make a gene sucky-do? That's the technical term. Yes, we can, for basically all of our metal. Good. Oh, we can't place it here because the freaking cube sculpture is in the way. Alright. I mean, we could just place it like there. Which is, once again, most of our steel gone, but that's fine. Because once we have the gene extractor, maybe we can extract some genes from people and put them in the gene bank. Of course, we only have the ghoul to extract genes from, and we actually don't know if you can put a ghoul in there. You can. Perfect. Okay. I don't know how long, I don't remember how long it takes for genes to regenerate after each extraction. I think it's like a year or something, maybe 2 years. I think it depends on how you get your genes extracted. Because I know that sanguiphages, if you use their proboscis to suck their genes into your body, then you end up getting like a 2-year gene regenerating thing. But I don't remember what it is for something like this. Ooh, inspired creativity. You might make like a masterwork sculpture next then. You know what that means? We're gonna not allow that, and we're gonna switch this to make out of marble. Because if we can make like a masterwork marble sculpture, that would be selling really well. And maybe, I don't know, might be actually just good to put in the main room. But it's already extremely impressive, and I don't think we're getting it any higher than that just yet. Ah, yes, the cube again. It's always the cube. You know, you're still the only person that isn't obsessed with the cube, and it's kind of funny because I wish you would be. I mean, I'm glad that we have someone who's not cube affected, but at the same time... Oh, is it because this is on there? I think... No, you're just sculpting that, even though I set it to not allow for wood. So, yeah, we'll just get rid of that. It is unfortunate, but I want him to use as inspiration on this one, not the wood one. Yeah, you don't need that prioritized. You'll do that anyway. Are these not grown? Not yet. And yeah, it looks like you can't have a rice plant under the dirt cube, so they just took up our planting space with their cubes. Oh, Goju's dependency. Is that one we didn't have? It is. That's actually perfect. That's one of the ones we wanted. Because, yeah, now we, oh boy. You know, if we manage to... First of all, let's look. Okay, yeah, it's a pretty short process for genes regrowing. Where's Hussar? There it is. So really all we need now is, I mean, we got this. This is the one that would be the best to have out of there. But if we were to get Unstoppable and Great Melee, we would actually be able to take all the dependencies we currently have on hand and actually make a more metabolically efficient ghoul with the two ones that we care about here. But the chance we're going to get Unstoppable and Great Melee out of the Gene Extractor anytime soon, not very high. But I'd also be happy getting Awful Plants, Awful Animals, Awful Artistic, Awful Social. Because you know how much of metabolic efficiency that'll give us? A lot. Like, a ton. For free. Because it's 4 for each dependency. So that's 4, 8, 12. And then add that onto, you know, up to 14, 16, 18, 20. That is 20 free metabolic efficiency. And I think it can go down to a minimum of 50% hunger rate with this. So you would only need 5 metabolic efficiency, I think, to max that out. Probably. And then these only take away 5 out of that. So we'd still have about 10, maybe, metabolic efficiency to work with. And we could add all sorts of things like heavy or high melee damage from Neanderthals, and the toughness from Neanderthals, and is Naked Speed a gene in this, or is that a modded thing? I don't remember. I had a few gene mods, so it's hard to remember what is and is not default. But if that is one, then that would also be really good, because ghouls are always naked, so they can just have that extra speed for free. Man, I feel like our journey to domination of the Rimworld is well on its way. We are, once we get our ghouls to be killing machines, and then we get a grav ship, because the main issue with the ghouls is they don't travel well, you know? You need meat. And while you would be able to get the meat, you know, if you get a nuclear stomach and the genetics figured out, then they would pretty much never need to eat anyway. But even so, if you put them on like a long caravan ride, the meat that you bring with them is going to spoil, and you would need to stop at some point to hunt and get meat and feed them. But if you have a grav ship, you would be able to travel with your entire freezer full of meat. And so anywhere you go, your ghouls would be able to wreak havoc with pretty much no limits, because they would all be super durable, super just high damage, eating all the meat. They never need to rest. You could clear an entire facility. Like, you land, and there's one of those facilities where you need to like go in and kill all the drones and other such things. You could clear that entire area with just ghouls. Because you just wouldn't care. You just send them in. They don't have any mood. How is this base game Rimworld? How, like, honestly, I thought that my experience with base game Rimworld would just be like, oh, we're gonna have to get some good guns and good armor, and everyone's gonna have to run around all day in armor, and just in case we get raided, and it's gonna suck. But no, instead, so far how it's been going is just, you make ghouls and you win. You have a little army of super soldiers. I think that's great. Didn't you used to be inspired with creativity? Where did that go? No. Did he use that on a dirt sculpture? He probably did. It was probably this one. That's excellent. He probably threw away his inspiration on making that dirt cube. Or one of these at some point. I don't know. That is horrible. Hi, Ebos. Ebos a super soldier. I mean, you will be someday. We just need to get the research for it. Right now, we're almost to the end of Ghoul enhancements. So pretty soon we'll be there, and then we'll get Ghoul Resurrection, and then you'll be effectively immortal. Because each one of these just takes Twisted Meat and Bioferrite, which we have plenty of. Oh yeah, we were gonna do one of this. Invoker is gonna be you. Everybody else can participate just to make it better. Do that. Because I have another holding cell, so we were gonna summon in something to try to put in the holding cell and get more Bioferrite out of them. Okay, good. I think, yeah, they didn't pass out, so that's a plus. You can go eat. Oh, and we did get a new ghoul. Our last ghoul died again, so we got a new ghoul who's a Hussar, which is quite nice. They have genes that make them a strong ghoul. Not as strong as Ebos, but, you know, still pretty strong. Oh, goodness. Alright, I mean, that is an amazing thing to get in order to capture it. But these things suck to try to fight. It should be rather easy with the ghoul, though, because we just have the ghoul get vored, and then we just shoot it full of bullets, so probably not that bad of a situation. Mainly, I think the difficulty is going to be not killing it. No problem with someone being stronger. I mean, I'm pretty sure you will be the strongest, but we'll see. Okay, more, you don't need to... You're always holding a baby. That's always your excuse, huh? Alright. So all of you guys will try to shoot it down. I don't think we need cover because it's not like we're actually getting shot back at. And we'll try to just kill it without, or not kill it, but down it, hopefully. Well, that was easy. And it's in no immediate danger. Wow. Oh my gosh. Look at that. 3 permanent scars on the brain from that one fight. That is incredibly lucky. Honestly, that alone might make it so it can never escape. Because if it's just constantly downed due to brain injuries... Because yeah, the pain isn't even enough to lower it. It's just... Well, I guess the pain is lowering sentience, not eradicating it, but the brain damage is what's doing that. That is amazing, actually. It didn't even vor anyone. Alright, Void, you're available, so you can capture it. And we'll patch it up and suck out all of its delicious bioferrite. Man. That went way better than I thought. We should definitely provoke the Void more often. Not this Void, you know. Containment strength 92. What does the containment strength need to be? 4 years. Movement times 385%. What do you mean by that? But alright. But this thing can be knowledgeified at advanced level, so that is very good. Yeah, so we're healing you up. What containment strength do we need? It's not telling me. Is that just because it's downed and so it doesn't exactly have a needed thing? I don't know. But I mean, it has a long escape interval. And yeah, there it says 104% containment strength, so it is contained well. Oh, you mean like this thing being an alien? This thing is, what exactly is it? Massive monster. Yeah, it's telling us what it is, not where it's, like, from. What about entity codex? No, that's the same thing. So the Devourers, I wouldn't say they're exactly aliens, per se. They're more... I don't know. Like, eldritch abominations. Would you say eldritch horror is aliens? Like Cthulhu? Is that an alien? I wouldn't really think so. There's something similar. But that's amazing. I'm really glad we have one of those. And how much is this harvesting? 4 per day. That's better than you, which is just 3 per day. But now we get both. Man. Better advanced research. That's a lot of advanced research, too. I mean, 0.4 every time. That's great. So yeah, these things wouldn't be considered aliens. And if you were maybe talking about the Hussars with this stuff, this also isn't alien stuff exactly, because these are manufactured gene selection things that wouldn't be considered aliens. They're modified, like genetically modified humans. So yeah, not really any aliens. I think there's mods that add aliens though. And technically there's the architects, which I guess could be considered aliens. I don't know what exactly the architects are. They have a lot of lore to them. And technically the Eldritch Abominations, like these guys, were created by architect devices. So they could be considered something like a product of an alien race. But who knows? Oh, I started making another marble sculpture. That's probably fine. Ooh. Title Sadness. Honestly, I feel that. There's an artwork of a cowboy wearing a boot. Rendered in silhouette. Why just one boot? Like, is it one big boot? Are they wearing anything else? Are they, like, naked in just one boot? Or is it, as I said, is it like one big boot that they're, like, standing inside of, and so it's like their entire outfit? I don't know. Or are they wearing a full cowboy outfit, but you're just focusing in on that boot for no specific reason? I have no idea. Either way. Let's go back into here and do wood thing there. I mean, I am religious, but honestly, I would not care if you know, say some stuff about the Vatican, because that's more Catholicism, and I don't really know what denomination I would fit into. I would say like non-denominational, but that in and of itself is a denomination, which is really weird. I don't understand how it works. Like, it's kind of like hairstyles, where even if you leave your hair completely uncut, untrimmed, unbrushed, it's like, oh, now it's a mullet, and that's another hairstyle. It's like, how can you have a hairstyle that isn't styled? How can you have a denomination called non-denominational? But either way, yeah, so if you want to make fun about the Vatican, go off. I don't care. Because, yeah, they have some interesting ideas over there, I gotta say. Oh, there's the Royal Tribute Collector. Is this our chance to go and open the that thing? I think it is. So who would we send to open it? Probably not you, because you still have gut worms for a while. A good while, man. Those can't be tended all that much. I don't have hair. I mean, yeah, see, that is part of the reason why I don't have hair, is because I don't want to have to style it, you know? It's much easier. But we'll send... Are you good at construction? No. Probably be you then. Definitely you. And you don't have the thing, so yeah, we'll send you out to do this. This is probably bad idea, but go out here, deconstruct the wall, and then run away. Okay, it's just Flesh Beast. That's probably the easiest of the things to deal with. But Void is not the fastest, and those are the fastest, so... Just run for your life, Void. The tribute collectors will handle it. Why are they going into melee combat? Bruh. You have equal melee and shooting skill. Why did you take your freaking assault rifle and go up and just start beating the flesh beasts? What the heck? That's fine, you know? My gosh, what is that? Alright, well... clean up on aisle 7. Get in there, ghoul. Put out all the fires. But actually, this is a really nice setup here, because we get 2 tech prints that we can just, apply, and then our value is no longer counting towards our existence. Pretty great. But yes, but my new model is definitely going to have hair, and a lot of it, so that'll be nice. And I actually spent, like, I think it was about 3 or 4 hours last night just writing out detailed descriptions of the model for the commission thing when they, you know, eventually get around to it, because they have other commissions they're working on, I'm sure. And yeah, the AI can be a little weird in this game. Even in just vanilla, even without any, like, mods messing with it. It can just be a little quirky. And, you know, this will also be a good thing about having multiple ghouls, is that then firefighting will be even easier. I mean, I can just have you firefight indefinitely, but... Oh, a gold meteorite. If I could mine, that would be great. Someone I know? No, I went on to just a site. There's a site called VGen, and it's specifically for VTubers to, like, get and sell assets and stuff like that. And so I was looking for a professional company or person to make my new model eventually. And so I went on there and found one of the more popular sellers and just went with them. Alright, good. Fire is gone. But yeah, it's pretty expensive, which is a good thing, because I went with the max quality commission, and I also added, like, a bunch of different things to it. So it's gonna be quite expensive and quite fancy, and that will be great. Speed it up again. Where is tech prints? Okay, who needs intellectual skill? You've been doing a lot of our intellectual work, so I guess maybe you can do it? Of course, you're going for the cube first, because naturally you would be. Hey, but at least this guy is now enticed by the cube, which means that he'll be happier for a bit. That's like the one benefit that comes out of it. Is it based on the current model? It is not. It's a completely different character. Because, as you probably know, I can... Cube obsession. As I actually don't know if you know. I don't use the model that much. But I do have a secondary model. I can switch to it right now, probably. If I wanted. Let's see. Yeah. So I have Paya here as a model. Secondary model. I don't use her that often just because I got so used to having Saren as the model that I just got so comfortable in that groove that I never left it. So having a second model wasn't very as advantageous. And it's close to how to spell it. It's Pyhia. It's based off of, I went through and I looked at historical Egyptian names from ancient Egypt, because she is from the country or kingdom of Barilla, which is named after a river that has a lot of beryl rocks in it. It's complicated, but yeah, she then is a character of mine, and so I made a model after her, but I only ever used her about a year into streaming, and so I never got used to actually using the model. But I do like the model. It's very nice. And I should definitely use it more often if I just think to do that. But no, the new model is actually not based off of this model either. Funny enough, it is a third character, which, I mean, I have many, many, many characters out there. And so it is a third character who I am hoping I will have some of their backstory written out and published. Fictional land, yeah. Very, very much fictional area, loosely based off of ancient variation of Egypt, not current Egypt, obviously, but yes. So it is an interesting thing, but the other character will be even more different, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good time, because yeah, I got like 3 outfits and a bunch of different toggles and other such things, and it's gonna be great. Because this model, I mean, it's just a PNG model that doesn't have any toggles to it, which is sad, but that's because it was also, you know, back in the day I was on a much stricter budget, because, you know, recently I got the whole inheritance thing that came in, so I was able to actually afford to put a good amount of money into a new model, which was quite nice. So yeah, it's good stuff. A D&D like campaign set in Egypt. I have always liked the style of ancient Egypt, because it has some pretty cool stuff going on. Like, first of all, the clothing, as you can tell on Paya, is a lot more minimalistic, because, you know, you live in the desert, so white cloth to, you know, reflect sunlight is very nice, and then you get a lot of more minimal, lighter clothing, which I think always looks nice. And so yeah, I do like kind of the motifs and the styles of ancient Egypt. Plus, I mean, just megalithic structures like pyramids, sphinxes, giant statues of other sorts and stuff like that. Always very cool. Plus the architecture, I mean, like the like mud bricks and sandstone bricks and stuff like that, where wood is a very minimal commodity in their building structures, is also always very cool, because it's a completely different architectural style than most like medieval type things. So I can definitely nerd out about Egypt type stuff for a long, long time. I also really like ancient Egypt as a good example of like a metropolis in the ancient world, because a lot of people, especially a lot of people nowadays, for some reason, like you remember the whole the whole, what would it be called, controversy with the Cleopatra documentary, with the whole, you know, I don't care what they tell you, Cleopatra was black, and it's like, factually and genetically, no, she was not. You know, we know exactly her lineage, and she was not black. What do you mean? So yeah, that whole situation, it's like, I feel like a lot of people don't understand how diverse, for, you know, lack of better words, Egypt was. A lot of people just think, oh, it is in Africa, which means everyone there is black. It's like, no, Egypt was a trade hub, like a metropolis of the ancient world, where people came in all the way from way up north in the European regions, all the way down into the deepest, most southern parts of Africa. Everyone came to and through Egypt. Because, I mean, it was on the water, so you had ocean trade. It was along multiple different main roadways in and out of Africa. So it's like, man. Yeah, and she wasn't Nordic white either. She was Mediterranean, because I think, if I remember correctly, her lineage is linked back to, wasn't it like Alexander the Great or something? I don't remember. She was connected to some great, conquering force in the region, and it was in the Mediterranean, and they went down into Egypt, and I think they took over Egypt for a time, if I don't quite remember, but yeah, it was a whole to-do. But Cleopatra, she wasn't from there. She was kind of imposed in after, I think, a couple generations. It's a long historical story. You should definitely watch a more credible documentary about it to learn more about it than I can remember. But very interesting situation. But she definitely was not like dark black, which most genetically Egyptian people wouldn't be super dark skinned, just by fact of how mixed the area was and how close to the Mediterranean it was. So yeah, they had all sorts of people there, though. It's a very cool setup for the ancient world that they had. But yeah, also, if I remember correctly, as I said, the name Paya, I actually looked extensively, because I was wanting to make a story around an Egypt-like, kingdom in my own book world. And so I did some extensive research on Egyptian names from ancient history, and Paya was one name that I came across that I thought was a pretty nice name. And I think it was from either like a servant or a nurse for one of the pharaohs, if I remember correctly. It was a long time ago that I don't know, that I saw the name and where it came from, but it was like a legitimate name from ancient history. So it's pretty cool. And as you can see, I use it sometimes for characters like here. I didn't plan on changing my model this stream, but I already have a character in the game named after Paya. So yeah, it's cool stuff. Yeah, it is a nice name. Honestly, if I ever have a kid that I like name in real life, I don't know which of the book characters I would name them after, but I would probably end up naming them after some character from my books. And it might be Paya, because it is a very nice name. Let's see, we have a lot of shamblers, but shamblers have nothing on a ghoul. Everyone needs to get all out here, because the shamblers are coming. Are they coming down here? That'd be very inefficient. No, maybe? Yeah, they're splitting up. That's actually really good for me. What the heck are they thinking? Shoot them better, please. Okay, pull back a bit. I think we can finish the rest of them off with just gun. Shoot the child. Thank you. Alright. And they're all at our base. What are they doing over there? There's not even anyone in there. And I guess there's Jade in there, but... Okay, they have smelled our blood now. wiped out. Alright, stop breaking our walls. Can you shoot him from there? You can. Try not to hit the horses. I told you try not to hit the horses. Not try to hit the horses. Why do you guys care about seeing corpses? It's a rotting corpse. Corpse is ugly. What do you mean? I said... Oh, I did have to set that to ugly, didn't I? Because this is normal Rimworld. I almost always set corpses to not be ugly, because it's such a hassle having everyone just get upset for no reason whenever there's corpses around. But because this is classic, with no mods, I wasn't able to just set it to not be ugly. It's a collaborating work with the mother, usually. But, you know, it depends. It definitely depends, because most likely, I don't know what, you know, life is going to look like. Why'd you shoot? You shot off its leg, pretty much. What the heck? Those charge rifles are strong. But, you know, I don't know what life is exactly going to look like for me. I don't really have too high a hope that I'm going to be in a relationship, because just the dating market nowadays is complete garbage. So I might just end up adopting later in life. I don't know. And if you adopt someone when they're young enough, then you can name them. So there's that, and then you wouldn't have to collaborate with anyone. You just, you know, you just get a baby, name it, and it's yours. So that's, I think it's a pretty good plan. But yeah, I had a lot of fun last night doing just writing out the character description, because, as I said, I spent like 4 hours on it, but you know, it's like, I don't know, it's like one of the, you know, those like dress up games where you're able to just pick clothing and put it on characters? I usually don't play a lot of those, but I do see the appeal of it. And it was basically like one of those with no rules at all. It's just like, you can, any clothing or hairstyle that you can think of, you can just request that they make it, and you're paying them like thousands of dollars to make the thing for you, so they kind of have to do it, you know? So it's great. Oh, I never set you to Area 1. Yeah, you're not allowed outside. You're gonna get eaten by wolves. Yeah, our power is trending downward, and I don't know why that is. It might be the new bioferrite harvester might have pushed us over the edge. Cube withdrawal. Is that because you're at a party? You're literally attending a party for an amount of time, and thus that makes it so you are getting cube withdrawal. Oh, wait, deactivate golden cube. Why did it never tell me I could do that? Doesn't it normally pop up a thing? Did I accidentally skip past a notification that said, oh, you fully studied the cube, you can destroy it now? Because I don't remember it saying at any point that I've finished researching it. And I mean, on some levels you could look at dating and just be like, oh yeah, just ask a person out and whammo, all of a sudden everything's fine. But it's not really that easy, especially because just as I said, the dating market itself is really quite messy. We need to start anesthetizing people. Because you're fascinated. Anesthetize. You are only at... Or no, you're at obsessed. We need to anesthetize you as well. How are we going to do that? I don't know. I mean, you're not all that obsessed. Hopefully we can just, like, move you far enough away and it'll be fine. So yeah, let's get everybody else put to sleep after the party. Yeah, and I mean, in theory, you know, you definitely have the theory down of, you know, you just approach a person, be like, hey, want to go out, and boom, you have your answer. But, you know, there's things to do with, like, you know, you gotta consider how marriage works, and personally right now in the way the country is, and the legalities of everything, I would not be getting married even if I had someone to marry, because it's basically just a legal document saying, here, have 50% of all my assets, and also you can take the kids. Like, it's not good for men at all nowadays, and I would not like to be a part of it. So there's that part of it, but there's also, like, a lot of considerations of, you know, a lot of, I wouldn't say specifically women with this, just people in general. Loyalty is not a very popular concept nowadays. It's very much, a lot of people just do not care to be dedicated to relationships. And I've been in, I believe, 3 relationships in my life so far. Refuses to deactivate the cube. Wait, why? You're not even... Oh, cube interest curious. Wait. Oh, the ghoul can do it! Wait. So let's see. I can... Yeah, you're only slightly curious about it, and 3 of our people are anesthetized, and you're leaving. So hopefully that'll be fine. Because this will put everyone into a berserk if they're too obsessed with the cube. Man, but I didn't know. I didn't know the ghoul could actually do it. That's amazing. Ghouls are just so overpowered, honestly. But, yeah, and certainly, if I find... I'm not, like, fully against relationships. If I find somebody who I really, like, you know, click with, I feel like I wouldn't be too opposed to it. But at the same time, I have to be very cautious because the dating world is a dangerous place, and people generally don't think through dating the same way that I do. Because, yeah, every relationship that I was in, I was very much, like, in it for the long haul. I was ready to marry the person, because why would I date them if I wasn't planning on marrying them someday, you know? And all the people I've dated had other ideas and changed their minds later. So it kind of makes me think that the dating world just isn't really for me. But who knows? How long are these guys going to be... What are you fighting over here? Are you fighting a deer? Why are you fighting a deer? The deer did nothing to you. What the heck is that about? I kind of assumed they would just be going after, like, humanoids. So what are we supposed to do about that? Why is everyone going into a berserk? Because, yeah, now you're gonna get killed by a freaking muffalo. Is that all of them? Yep, it is indeed all of them. Yep. Alright, well, you need to get back inside, ghoul, or you're gonna die. Paya is also dying, but slower, luckily. So, yeah, the cube is very dangerous. Sadly, we're now down a colonist again. Close the door, close it. Why does the door take so long to close? It's wood. Wood is supposed to close. Wood is supposed to close. Why does the wood not close? What are we supposed to do about this situation? Everyone's asleep. You just need to keep running. I mean, at least you don't need, like, anything. You don't get upset. So you can just kind of run forever. Oh, and they're just breaking... For no reason, they're just breaking fences. Literally no reason. There's no reason for them to do that. These two walked around it just fine. These guys just wanted to release all the horses so that everything could be going even worse. Okay, finally, the freaking door closed. Can you repair that, please? Thank you. Okay, now you are up, but not doing too hot. Here's what we're gonna have you do. Instead of getting so close that you trigger these guys to attack you, you're gonna go and harvest this. Is that guy already going after you? Hey boy, can you get up? Why can you not walk? Or you need to stay inside. Why are you... Well, who opened the... Why'd you open the door? Why are all of you people just opening doors and going places when you shouldn't be? Like, seriously, this... Stop opening the door, you piece of garbage! What are you doing? You're just all suicidal. Okay, everyone back inside. We're going to manually forbid every door because apparently they can't be trusted to not run out into enemy territory the second they can possibly start doing that. Okay, you got this, so you need to pick it up. And then self-tend is disabled. Why? You're our main healer. Tend to yourself. Hopefully that will do something. You see why I hate the cube? I was very hesitant to get the cube. And that Berserk is most certainly why. But, I mean, we did get a lot of research out of it. It just isn't really worth it. Because now we're down a colonist, maybe down 2 colonists, which... Honestly, the entire colony might just be over if we lose Paya, because she's our only healer. So... Can you heal faster, please? Why are you so slow at this? I mean, I guess you're down to 20% manipulation, but still, come on. Okay. What are those things that you mean, the muffalos? Those are things, they're just animals that are angered by, you know, our characters running out into the wilderness and attacking random animals. I didn't think they would do that. I didn't assume Berserk meant literally attack the first thing you see. I thought Berserk would be, like, more controlled and go after humanoid units, but evidently no. Alright, so we need to draw the enemies around to this side. So yeah, the animals are literally not even, like, supposed to be attacking us. It was just that we attacked them, and that set them into manhunter state. Because they were reacting to being attacked. Alright, why are you guys so freaking slow? What is wrong? Oh, you're still anesthetized. Right. Apparently you have horrible aim when anesthetized. That's fine, though. Alright, we'll start cleaning these up. Paya can come in this way. Where did your gun go? You need your gun. Why'd you leave it up there? Are you still dying? You're still kind of dying. Alright, are any of these still Manhunter? Yeah, one of them is. A bull does the same. It's true. Yeah, and I mean, these are kind of bulls. Oh, goodness. Alright, go this way. Oh, you're still very slow. I forgot about that. Can you move betterly? Gooderly? Betterly and gooderly? Okay. That's all good. You are now needing a little bit of help with that. And of course, you guys still have gut worms, because everything just has to be continually going worse, doesn't it? So let's see. Bad medical, no medical. You're the only one that has medical, but you're also injured. You need to rescue them. Morg, I blame you for the situation, as always. Go haul the assault rifle. Well, could have gone better. Could have gone worse. You know, we only lost one colonist. I think Paya's gonna pull through perfectly fine, so... Yeah, I mean, we could have lost our ghoul and another few colony. We could have lost the whole colony from that. If I hadn't anesthetized 3 out of all of our colonists, that would have been bad. The reason I put them under is because if they're asleep when you destroy the cube, they can't go into a berserk. So the only reason we had 2 berserks instead of, you know, 10, or not 10, how many would this be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 2 instead of 5 is because 3 were asleep, luckily. But man, that's still no good. But you'll recover, because mostly this is just bruises and stuff. But man, this guy is slow at tending as well. Oh, 8.1%. And of course, right, he has gut worms, so he's going to be interrupted in the middle of tending. Good, good. And pen's not enclosed. Of course it isn't, because they're jerks and they decided to break all the fences for literally no reason. But it's fine. Everything should be fine as long as Randy Random doesn't completely screw us over in the next little bit. If we get enough time to recover, everything should kinda go back to normal. Yeah, when did the kid even get obsessed with the cube? I mean, it was in the starting stages, but I didn't even notice when that happened. So that is not good. Yeah, I understand that they're roaming away. We don't really have a bunch of manpower to build fences right now, game. We have bad things going on. Yeah, I didn't notice that they had cube obsession, or at least I didn't think they had it to the point that they would go berserk, because they were only at 10%. Oh gosh, and we're gonna lose power because it's eclipsed now. Thank you, Randy. Very cool. Okay, can you... Not assigned to handling. I'll assign you to dying if you don't just do what I tell you to do, okay? Like, you don't even need to be good with animals. Literally just bring it back to the pen. Yep, and there goes our power. Because Randy Random just decided that why is his name O? What kind of name is that, my guy? What? Alright. Animal wandering away. Oh boy. Another one wandering off. Can you stop double... Can you stop a double... Just go and grab that. Now, who knows how long the eclipse is gonna be. We're not gonna have any power until it's over. Yeah, major break wrist. I get it. Everyone's injured, everyone has break risks, everything is horrible. We have no power. We have no nothing. I understand, game. Let's get... Eventually, you know, they're probably not going to make it for a good long time, but we can make... I think... It's somewhere around here. Is it Misk? Why would it be Misk? It is Misk. Oh, do we still have plenty of... We still have plenty of marble. So we can make a marble sarcophagus and start a burial chamber somewhere. I don't know, I guess we can put it in the monolith room. Why are you just sleeping in there? Oh, you're waiting to be tended for gutworms. Because Paya is still super beat up, so she can't go anywhere very quickly. %31%? What are you guys doing? That means we're gonna have gutworms for longer. Can the eclipse go away now? Can we have power, please? Everything in the fridge is just rotting right now. Can you just... This is why I usually get rid of solar flares. God, end eclipse. End eclipse now, please. So you need to right click on it here for some reason. Well, while everyone is still, you know, dying and not able to do much, let's have Void there. No moral guide, which is unfortunate. But let's do this. Why are you guys way over here? They're just like, yeah, we're listening. Just speak up a little bit. We can't hear you. All right, good. Why is the eclipse still going? It's not even been a day yet. Yeah, this is why I hate the cube. I mean, it certainly helped us out to get a lot of advanced research, but it kind of tore the entire colony to pieces. By attacking it, okay. Ghoul, I have a job for you. You need to destroy all of the cube structures. Why are you trying to repair it? Why are you repairing it? You shouldn't be repairing it. This isn't the kind of thing that we want repaired. We're destroying it for good reason. No, stop trying to repair it. Let them be destroyed, please. Oh, good. Okay, we have power back. And are you gonna try to do this with literally every single one of the... You don't need to repair it. I guess I need to set you off of construction until we're done with this. You're very annoying. Where is Ebos? I see you've finally noticed the lack of Ebos. I kinda was hoping you wouldn't notice until we got the whole situation figured out. But a while back, like literally the beginning of last episode, or last stream, Ebos might have accidentally gotten headshot while he was trying to fight a lynx, and he may have gotten instantly killed by that, and so we threw him in the freezer. Yeah, that was 59 days ago. So literally an in-game year, because an in-game year is 60 days. So yeah, you've been dead for a year and you haven't really noticed. But yeah, we're close to Ghoul Resurrection though. You know, once we get this, we can bring you back, and then that'll be great, right? Oh, I can queue these up. Good. Because there's a lot of them. Is that all of them? No, there's one more out here. Yeah, okay, that'll be good. Oh, there's one in here as well. Alright, but we have power back, which means that these are, you know, refilling. with power and all that. Are your genes done regrowing? No, not even close. We can turn this off then. Yeah, I mean, the sun was back for a little bit. Now it's nighttime, so it's gonna run out again. But that's fine. It'll be back in the morning. But yeah, we need to start smelting again so we can get more metal, so we can get this last solar generator up. Yeah, you turn this on so people can start having that be a job. Get that back to normal. You should just have crafting be your top priority, so you'll be going and doing that hopefully whenever you can. Yeah, there's unlimited range. Do we not have any more steel slag on the map? No, he's doing it now. Okay, good. Yeah, no, we have a lot over here. Interesting stuff going on here. Very interesting stuff. I wish that the whole cube ordeal had gone smoother. It's quite a setback. Although, oh, we missed a cube. Destroy it. We do not wish any of these horrific cubes to be in our life anymore. Don't you dare repair it. Thank you. Okay, we got the final generator up. That is very good. Now maybe we'll be able to offset all the power we're draining. Toxic spewer for pay. I don't think I want to do that. Yeah, probably not. Nomads, probably not. Part of the game. It is indeed. You know, normally I would, like, if I was playing solo, I would just reload back to before everything went wrong and did it better. But, you know, it's kind of the reason why streaming it is a whole different beast, is because you can't really just save scum it. Because people are keeping you accountable. Alright, you're recovering slowly. You know, you can go bed rest. Just until you heal. Damage to the colony wasn't that bad. I mean, in the short term, yes. But you have to think about it in the long term, because that kid that we had, which was the only casualty of the ordeal, was the only person that when they grew up could possibly start doing crafting. And crafting is the point at which we will start to be able to, you know, make more money and buy more things and have everything sorted out. So by losing that one person, we have now significantly pushed back the clock on actually making progress on that. And thus, I don't know when or if we're ever gonna get a crafting person and make actual significant progress in life. But I don't know. We'll have to see. And I guess we don't need crafting immediately to make some progress, like with the ghoul enhancements. That just takes bioferrite, I think, and a medical thing. So, you know, it's also pretty sucky because now these two have a minus 20 mood because for almost half a year because of that. Actually, minus 25 because they were also friends. So, very unfortunate. Luckily, these two are like the happiest people in the colony, so they can actually afford to have that lowered. happiness for a while. We just need to never accept cubes again. That's the moral of the story here. So how do we add the things onto you? I guess we don't have the bioferrite. I know we do have bioferrite for it. So why can't we do the plating? How do we do that? Because we have the enhancements. Unless we have to make these. Maybe we do. Crafting spot or bioferrite shaper. Okay. So I guess that does take crafting skill, but maybe not a lot of it. Let's see. Crafting spot. And no, the cube was a random quest that we picked up that could have been one of a couple things. It could have been either the golden cube that makes everyone obsessed with it and they get very upset when it is eventually destroyed, as you saw. Or it can be an unnatural corpse, which is basically a copy of one of your colonists, but in corpse form, and it will eventually get up and try to kill that colonist if, you know, you leave it alone. Yeah, so these seem like they're fine to just make. So we'll make some of those. I don't know what that would be considered. Okay, it is just crafting. Good, because he's doing it. It won't be very fast, but we'll have it. Now we can implant that into our current ghoul, and then we can make more of them later for Ebos, and then we will be invincible. Oh man, it's almost been 3 hours already. Time flies when the entire colony is falling to pieces around you. That's the saying, right? We haven't gotten any traders recently either. But yeah, it's certainly, the cube does have big bonuses. As I was saying, it did give us a lot of advanced research while we had it. And that got us through to the ghoul, and then closer to ghoul resurrection. So, all good things. And then when you destroy it, it also gives you, like, I think it gave us 160 gold for destroying the cube, which is also very nice, because we need that eventually. Not imminently. Not really anywhere near imminently, actually. But at some juncture, we'll need it. Yeah, we didn't expand our home zone to include this area. And we can clear this area out of it. And expand home zone into here. Okay. Good. You know, it is good to have a corpse in like interred in here, because if somebody has a, I think, minor mental break, they can get corpse obsession if there's a nearby corpse buried, and then they'll run over, pull out the corpse, and throw it on like a table. And yeah, everything is pretty well balanced in this game. It's a well-made game. Certainly one of my favorites. That's why I have, let me see what the current count is. I have 2,247.2 hours in the game. So, I've played this game for a little while, you know, mostly modded. Alright, that's a ghoul plating done. Then we're gonna get ghoul barbs, which the barbs will increase their damage. And the plating will reduce the damage they take, so they'll just be kind of an absolute beast. Your genes are still regrowing. But yeah, we are playing with the storyteller being Randy Random, who, as the name would suggest, is random. And he literally just throws events at you willy-nilly. He does not care what happens to you. He doesn't have like a schedule that he goes by. And so, with Cassandra, which is another storyteller, you have, I think it's 11 days consistently between every major threat. So you'll be able to fight something off and then be able to recover from it. Randy Random doesn't have that. He does not give you a lull in between bad events. He just kind of does things whenever RNG tells him to. And so that's probably why everything went wrong in a row there, is because, we had the Berserkings, and then we had the Muffalo hating us, and then we had the Eclipse, all kind of back to back to back, because he never actually gave us some leeway after the bad events were happening. But that's fine, because he can also give a lot of good events in a row, so there's a bit of a balance to it. Let's see. You can install the plating and the barbs. Yeah, I'm just lucky that most of us got out of it with no major complications, I don't even think we got any new scars, so one casualty is not the worst. That's a good ghoul plating. I actually never checked if you can have both of these at once. You can! Okay, good. But yeah, as you can see, the ghoul plating will slow them down significantly. So if we're at like normal speed, they're still pretty quick. I mean, look at that. But they only take 50% of the incoming damage now, and the barbs also slow them down by an extra %, but it increases the damage they deal by 50%. So now this ghoul is an absolute Giga Chad. A Ghoulga Chad. I kind of want to test them out. You may be slow, but you're gonna go and eradicate these shamblers from the face of the earth. I believe in you. We are gonna bring this guy in as backup just in case. I mean, look at that damage you're doing. Shamblers are pretty tanky, but you don't take much damage from them. Alright, the Shamblers are a bit too tanky. We're gonna have you pull back a little bit. Oh yeah, but you're unstoppable, which means that you don't get, Can you attack this thing, take him out? You don't get slowed down by damage. Ooh, perfect. But yeah, it's also good because now the gunshots from any friendly fire will also be reduced by half. Alright, well, not as strong as I was hoping, because we didn't annihilate those Shamblers as quickly as we could have. But, I mean, you got out of it without any major issues, and you even got shot, and it wasn't that bad. So that's pretty good. We need your genes to regrow faster, if you could do that. And we got a shard. It's always nice. It never rains, but it pours. That's true. Yeah, but you will be even stronger once we get you resurrected, because this pawn doesn't have the tough trait, whereas you did. And so tough reduces incoming damage by 50%, and then you'll have the plating as well, which will reduce it by another 50%. I don't think it'll reduce it to 0. I think it'll reduce it to like 25%, Like cut it in half and then in half again. Something like that. But you'll basically take almost no damage is essentially what we're saying. Uh, it's gonna be amazing. And then we need to get the hand implants as well, which I think we can make. Not without a crafter, but yeah, but hand talon, we are able to make them. And those do some significant extra damage on melee attacks. So we put some of those on every ghoul, and all of a sudden we're just doing great. Wonder how much... You need 5 crafting for that. Technically, I think this guy has 5 crafting. 4, dang it. Yeah, we could use, like, maybe some slavers, maybe a genie coming in a raid. Although we might just kill him, honestly. Yeah, there is an issue with having too much firepower. We should do a run to a town. You can equip your assault rifle again, so you're ready for an attack. But let's see, because yeah, the towns should have reset their stock, so we can send out another caravan to sell all of our sculptures. We'll send you again. Probably send the stallions. These are young stallions, but that's fine. They'll probably do. We'll leave one male behind just because we have females behind and we want to keep making more horses. And then we need to take everything that we do not want. We need the frag grenades. We don't want to take any of the tainted stuff. We can take untainted stuff that's just too broken to wear. Okay, and then we can take all the silver. And, okay, all the sculptures are up here. We can take all of these, which is a lot of mass, but that's fine. Take all the leather and go sell that. Probably the uranium too, but we don't have enough room for it, so it's fine. We could take the shard pulsers. Those probably sell well if they will actually buy them. That looks good to me. Only 5 days worth of food, goodness gracious. Why only taking that one horse? Can you grab multiple horses at once? Evidently no. He just wants to do one at a time. Whatever floats your boat, I suppose. Alright, luckily he's able to pick up several items at once while forming a caravan, just not any other time. But yeah, that's what the mod pick up and haul does. The mod I've talked about several times because I miss it. It makes it so you can pick up several items like you're joining a caravan, but just all the time for general hauling. It's very useful. Alright, and that should be it, essentially. Consuming meal and then leaving? Yes, okay. Perfect. Get out of here. Go sell all our stuff. Oh, and you took so long to pack up all the stuff that it's turning night now. That's fine. Oh, and I still never brought a bedroll for him. Plans with the horses? Well, first of all, as long as we're just breeding the horses, we can sell them. They sell pretty well. I think it's around like 400 to 500 silver base market value per horse. Uh, so that's quite good. But additionally, horses are good because they are a pack animal by default, which means they have a good carry capacity. So when you're in a caravan, they can carry a bunch of loot and stuff for you so you can go sell it. But also, it also has caravan riding speed. So if you have more animals than you need for carrying all the stuff, then you can count as riding the animals, which then increases the caravan speed significantly. So having a good number of horses is pretty good for, traveling around the world map quite a bit. Which is pretty nice because I haven't actually needed to do base game caravan trading in quite some time. So it's nice that we have that be an option. Alright, he's on the move again. So yeah, we'll sell here and see if there's enough there to buy. If not, we'll head up here again. And then maybe even like across to here. And then back home. Oh, good. One waster from the Blight group. I mean, the reason we send him out there is because he's our best fighter. Oh, and it's a melee enemy. Yeah, sorry, bro. I don't think you want to try to just solo melee against a charge rifle. I mean, maybe you can. Yeah, look at that damage. Alright, but now we're in melee, which is not good for us. But the damage we did was enough. Very good. Yeah, once we have more ghouls, we'll send ghouls in with them to prevent that kind of stuff from happening. But now we can take their items, like the pants they had, the shirt they had. We could also take the club. I don't know if that'll actually sell, but one might as well. And we can take the medicine and send them again. All right. So yeah, as you can tell, you might have seen it before. I think we got ambushed over here at one point as well, but you can have your caravans get ambushed depending on certain things. As you can see here, visibility 97%. That changes, as it says, I think here, based on the number of people and animals in the caravan. So since we have a lot of horses with this caravan, well, only a few, but since we have a few horses in the caravan, it makes us more noticeable. And we're also very like weighed down and have a lot of wealth on the caravan. So usually you want to have smaller caravans with low wealth and few people and animals to avoid getting attacked like that. But you can also just assume that you're not going to get attacked and hope for the best. That's mainly what I've been doing. And we're getting the good bioferrite. Yeah, we almost have enough for more spikes. The plating's probably more important of those, so yeah. Stealth caravans, indeed. You can also make a shuttle later on if you get the right upgrades. There's a shuttle here. Baseline, it's very fuel inefficient. I usually had a mod that made it be able to go further and take less fuel. But we don't have that. Oh, they do possibly give us a high mate. They're kind of useless in combat, as in entirely useless in combat, because they can't fight. But they might have some skills that would be actually good for us. I mean, none that would be really good for ghouls, sadly. Getting very happy would probably be good for our normal colonists. Same with like psychic bonding, very attractive. That stuff would be good for normal colonists, but yeah, I don't think we have enough people to deal with that kind of a army right now, so we're just not gonna deal with it. Alright, this guy got so close to the destination, but then decided to sleep. I do wish that you could just, like, press a button and be like, no, just walk through the night. I don't care if you're tired. Man, but it'll be nice to have 2 ghouls. 2+ ghouls. I kind of want more than 2. I want as many as it'll take. Probably like 5 ghouls, you know? Keep the number of colonists decently low, but just absolutely fill up our roster with ghouls. Because they don't count for very many raid points compared to regular colonists. And they're relatively low wealth as well, so they really don't add a lot except for pure combat power, which is exactly what you need. Alright, now we can trade here. What do they have that I might want? Gene packs, poor construction, probably not. Reprocessor stomach, not as good as the nuclear stomach. We can sell all our random weapons. All the random clothing that isn't really any good for us. We have a bunch of statues to sell. We can buy a telescope. That would be good for entertainment. Aside from that, I don't really see much of anything here that we strictly need. We could get some stuff that we want, like steel. We were running low on steel in the base. But then we're full up on mass. We could sell all of our statues, since these are pretty heavy comparatively. Alright, but then we need to put back some of these. Maybe we shouldn't get any steel for now, just so we're faster. So we'll be taking all of their money, which since we're not getting any steel, we can actually go back on some of these. There we go. So we might head to the next place and see if there's anything else we want. We could buy jump packs, actually. Let me accept that and research. Make sure we don't already have jump packs. We do not. It would be nice to get it out of the way, because I think it stops offering it to you once you have it. So we'll get that. And then sell more statues to free up more space. And then we can get the rest of the money back through leathers. That's probably about good. Take every cent they have. Quite literally, every single silver they own is ours now. Alright, then you're gonna go that way. That's interesting that cutting across here is now faster. Last time I think he went around this way. Maybe it's because he has more horses this time? So he's able to ride better? I don't know. But either way, whatever's the fastest, I'll be happy with it. Yes, do more research. Yeah, Ghoul Resurrection is very close. Oh, good, solar flare. Hate solar flares so much. But it should pass. The solar flares don't last nearly as long as the eclipses do, so usually not an issue. Yeah, nobody can even research because the frickin' power was out. Yeah, the main issue is that if the power is out for too long, then eventually Ebos's corpse will spoil and we probably won't be able to resurrect him. Which is what we don't want to happen, so that's why we can't be letting the power go out too much. Oh no, Paya's not in stasis. He's right here. This guy is on a caravan, which is why he's kind of grayed out. But the only person in stasis right now is you. Because you're in the freezer. Frozen. And we make sure to keep you unallowed so they don't butcher you on accident. Room for Ebos Jr.? Probably. I mean, yeah, if we found another really good ghoul, we could just name it Ebos Jr., but we'll be able to keep the original Ebos for some time, I think. You know, it's good that by the time you died, we actually had a freezer up, so we were able to freeze you and just keep you around for a long time. Oh, this thing is getting more active. Nobody's dealing with it. Why is no one dealing with it? I guess because this guy, it's usually his job to suppress the obelisk. But because he was on a caravan, he hasn't been doing that. I'm just glad that it is very shiny and red when it's high activation, so I saw it from a mile away and was like, oh no, that's a problem. Oh. We can permanently disable it with 2 shards. Right, we should do that later, when we have an abundance of shards. Okay, another town here. See, they don't have any charge rifles. Circadian half-cyclers are pretty decent, but not really. Alright, well, we can sell all our leather to them, which is pretty much all their money already. Yeah, they don't really have anything we want. So let's just grab their steel. Just a good bit of steel. And then skedaddle back home. Because, yeah, we want that guy back at the base. We kind of need him for things, like suppressing obelisks. Anywho, I should probably end the stream pretty quick here, because I'm getting hungry, and my voice is starting to hurt. And so we'll probably just end it here, but we made some good progress. I mean, we got the spikes and the plating for our existing ghoul. We got a new ghoul. We got the ghoul that we got last time ended up dying, but we replaced them. Ebos is still here, and we're almost to resurrecting him. We lost a colonist, so that's kind of a net negative on colonist numbers, but, you know, it's fine. I'm sure that we will do better next time, and things will not go horribly, and we'll recover and get more colonists. It'll be great. I mean, we're making surprisingly good progress, as is. So, I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a good day, Ebos. And, yeah, thanks for being here, as always. So, goodbye.